Surrey just about have the edge as they head into the final day of their LV County Championship match with Glamorgan at the Kia Oval. The penultimate day began with Surrey still in the first innings of the match on 209 for 7, and the partnership between Zafar Ansari and Stuart Meeker continued to prosper. They'd come together with their side on 193 for 7, and they were able to add 52 overall together before they were separated, although not every one of Meeker's boundaries was scorchers off the middle of his willow. Michael Hogan finally ended Ansari's resistance after more than 5.5 hours of crease occupation. His 259th delivery saw him nick a good one behind to give Mark Wallace his 5th catch of the innings. Wallace also had a hand in the dismissal of Meeker for 35, but before that there were some fun and games out in the middle. Meeker was almost run out, while Chris Tremlett was dropped as Glamorgan struggled to finish off the innings as quickly as they would have liked. They were helped when Meeker was finally run out. The calling between he and Tremlett clearly left something to be desired, and after some yeses and nos, probably a few too many of them, Wallace completed the dismissal of Meeker, who had to go for 35. That left Tremlett with an opportunity to throw the bat, and he threw it at Graham Wagg, who was struck for successive boundaries by the tall bowler. He stood and delivered, possibly not expecting too much from last man Tim Linley at the other end. This was the pick of Tremlett's shots, a thumping stroke down the ground, which helped Surrey amass a first innings total of 280. Linley was bowled for a duck to end the innings, leaving Tremlett undefeated on 27. Jim Allenby, the pick of the Glamorgan attack, with figures of 4 for 47 from 30 miserly overs. While many eyes would have been on Tremlett with the ball in his hands, it was Meeker who got off to the best start by having Gareth Rees held in the slips in the 4th over of the reply. But the former Surrey player, Stuart Walters, came in and soon started to play some shots. He got going with a clipped 4 first ball and was soon dominating the scoring in partnership with Will Bragg. As for Tremlett, he went wicketless before lunch as Glamorgan made a decent enough start to their reply. And that steady progress continued into the afternoon as Bragg moved through the gears by collecting a couple of boundaries. It was an encouraging partnership for the Welshman against an attack that many a second division side is expected to fear this summer. Ansari is developing into a talented all-rounder, and it was he who made the breakthrough by pushing one through to bowl Walters for 34, made out of his side's 69 for 2. That brought in Murray Goodwin, now into his 42nd year and his 15th in the county game. He still has an appetite for scoring runs too, even though he has more than 23,000 of them in the first-class game in his long career. He tried to ensure that Ansari was unable to settle into his line and length. Meeker, meanwhile, was bowling with good pace, and he found the edge of Bragg's bat to have him taken behind for 38 at 95 for 3. That became 102 for 4 when Chris Cook drove loosely at Linley to be caught in the covers by Dominic Sibley after contributing only a single. And it was 112 for 5 as Meeker wrapped Goodwin on the pads right in front to remove the Zimbabwean for 20 and to put the home side in the ascendancy. Even more so next ball as Wallace was given out caught in the slips, although he clearly wasn't too happy about the decision before being hurried on his way by the umpire. Meeker, bowling with good pace, now had 4 scalps to his name. Glamorgan were wobbling and it needed a fight back. They managed one to some extent thanks to Wagg and Allenby. Allenby had a terrific summer last year with both bat and ball, and he has again started this season in fine fettle. As Meeker lost his line, the all-rounder slapped him to the boundary. Wagg, meanwhile, waited for a long hop from Ansari to get moving, with this hit carrying the distance. But when he tried something similar to debutant Tom Curran, he top-edged and was held by Rory Burns to depart for 18, with his side not out of the woods yet on 152 for 7. So as the final session got underway, Glamorgan still had some work to do with the bat. Smith had a moment or two of good fortune against Meeker, while Allenby continued to bat in a bright fashion as he nudged his side to their first batting bonus point of the campaign by adding a match-balancing 48 runs for the 8th wicket. Before that was reached, Allenby added a half-century to his 4 wickets in the match thus far. It was got to with his 5th 4 from the 64th ball he'd faced. If he could keep going, then his side could completely restore parity in this game. Alas for him, he couldn't, and on 52 he was brilliantly held by Gary Wilson, diving to his right in the slips. It reduced the Welshman to 200 for 8. And the innings was wrapped up quickly after that. Linley was able to produce one of his wonderful appeals after striking Smith right in front of his stumps with a Yorker. And Curran then literally grabbed his 2nd wicket in Championship cricket to get shot of Dean Koska, as Glamorgan were all out for 209 to trail by 71. Surrey had added 15 more to that by the time that Burns edged a drive off Wagg to Walters. And that brought Graham Smith and Sibley together, and they worked the ball to the fence on occasions to confirm their side's authority in this game. They may though still struggle to get over the line, with so much time of this match thus far lost to the rain. This pair put on 25 for the 2nd wicket and appeared to be heading to the close unscathed. That was until Wagg got the former South African captain out. Walters with another fine slip catch as Smith departed for 18, leaving it to Sibley and Ansari to see out the remaining 5 overs. That they did in carrying the total to 50 for 2, which means that Surrey go into the final 3 sessions with a lead of 121. Time is against either side being able to force a victory, but of course anything is possible in this wonderful game.